Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to add testimonials to your Moxi website. Now this particular tutorial is for people who are wanting something a little bit different than the basic one from the previous video I've done. So here I'll show you how to use custom pages and add in a custom testimonial block to really be able to control what it looks like. So first, we're going to, of course, go to MoxiWorks, and it's going to open a new tab that starts us off, of course, in our Moxi account settings. Now we're going to go to my website. Now this one's going to be a little bit different than the templated version that Moxi does give you, right? So I'm going to show you, we'll go to site pages here on the left, and we're going to add a new page. So instead of doing the testimonial page, which was the one I did in a previous video, we're going to actually keep it as a custom page. And this is how you can add the fancy looking testimonial blocks to your page. If you have a custom homepage, you can also add it to your custom homepage. Now I'm just going to call this one custom testimonials. I'm going to click publish, and then I'm going to start working directly into this page. And I'm going to click on the builder tab right here to launch the builder. Now, right off the bat, the thing that I like to do is I like to add in a heading. So I'm going to call this testimonials. There we go. Move this over. Now we can see it. Of course, I always like to change this to look like the rest of my website. So if we use a particular font, I'd recommend using that. Maybe I want to change up the spacing a little bit. Perhaps I want to change the color as well. So if I wanted to make this cold blank or blue, I could. So there's my header. I'm not going to go too hard into making that look very fancy, but here you go. Now you do have the option to add in testimonials in a couple of different ways. If you click on this little magnifying glass right here, and this is, you access this little pop-up box through clicking the little plus sign, right? And I click on this little magnifying glass and type in testimonials, or start to anyway. So you'll see that there are a couple of options. You have a standard module testimonial and an advanced module testimonial. So I'll show you both just as a starter. I'm going to drag that onto my page, and it'll ask you what kind of layout you want. Let's start off in the front actually. So under items, you'll see that you can put in certain testimonials like this. So Victoria was awesome. We'll do that and hit save. So here's the first one. It's going to ask you if you want it as a slider, and if you want it to autoplay, that's fine. So we'll just leave it as this. And it's going to be in wide format. This is fine. Of course, here you can, again, change it to match the branding on your page. Maybe you want it a little larger, a little smaller, change the colors here and there. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but I'm going to add in a couple of testimonials so you can see what it looks like. And typically what I like to do is I just like to duplicate the one that I just made, and then I'll change the content. The reason why I do this is because when you change one of them, like you change the font, you change the color, you change the sizing, it's just a lot easier to just duplicate it. If you hit add testimonial, it's going to make it so that you have to set all of those up again. So I always like to just duplicate it and go from there. So here is the first standard module for testimonials. And as you can see, it slides through them just fine. And it gets the job done. If we wanted to use the advanced modules testimonials, I'm just going to see if I can find it. Here we go. I'm going to drag it down to the bottom below that. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, there you go. It looks a little bit more fancy, right? So you can add things like images in this placeholder yellow box right here, their name, their designation if they have one, so maybe buyer or seller or past client, whatever you'd like. And then it has the same kind of sliding with the dots and the slideshow kind of format. So I would say the main difference is that this one will allow you to add in imagery or icons. So for this one by John Doe, I'm going to click on edit testimonial here, and I'm going to leave the content as the same, right? But this second tab is what I want to point out. And here you can add an image. So we can do either none, which it won't have any if I were to save it, right? And then you have the ability to add an icon or a photo. So for example, if I wanted to do icon, I'm going to include an icon. They have a lot of icons in their icon library for you to choose from. So typically for this one, I like to go with maybe a quotation if I don't have, oops, if I spelled it right, probably would work better. So if I don't have a photo, but I want some kind of imagery on here, this is what I would do. Icon color you can choose. Let's go with black, and then I'm going to hit save. And then here we go. We see the black icon showing up right there. Now, here is where I will control the settings for all of the testimonials. As you can see, the one for John Doe himself, name, designation, testimonial, and the image is all I can control here. But here where it says advanced modules testimonial, I can control all of it. So we can do the slider layout or the box layout, and we'll see it change in a moment here. So there that is. I don't quite like that one as much, probably because I'm just not good at formatting that one, but I like the slider one. You can enable ratings if you want. You don't have to. It'll autoplay. Things like this kind of setting you can change. The style as well. So you can choose to either put it left, right, or center. You can have everything in a different order if you wanted to. You can choose the icon style and the image and the sizing. You can choose to have it on a circle background or a square background. Perhaps you don't really like this yellow color, then, we can change it to a different color, one that matches your branding. So give it a second to load. There we go. Now it's a circle, and perhaps I want it to be, I don't know, blue. So we'll change it to blue. Great. And then typography. So this will allow you to control, mass control the settings for the fonts. So here you can see the family of fonts. So say I wanted to turn it to Garamond. This is for the author, right? So then there's that. There's the designation. So I can control the font for the designation, change that one to Garamond as well. Then you can control the font for the testimonial itself. So each section will have its own font setting, right? Just in case you wanted to make them different. And then things like color as well. So you can control this a little bit better on what you want it to look like. And I'm going to hit save. So as you can see, the standard modules is a little bit more simple. It'll just slide across, and then the advanced module will let you add things like photos and icons to the testimonial itself. And of course, just like the top one, it'll have the little 3 dots, and it'll slide through and autoplay just like the standard one. So that is how you can create a testimonial module on a custom page. Again, I created a whole new page for this one. However, if you have a custom homepage, you can add just the advanced module or the standard module to your custom homepage. Now, if everything I'm saying is a little bit confusing, then I would highly recommend using the template that is available in Moxi websites already, because that one is a lot easier to use. But if you're looking for something a little different, using the custom module might elevate your page a little bit more. But if you need any assistance with it, please don't hesitate to ask your sales support administrator or your field marketing specialist, and we'll be happy to help you with that too. So hopefully you were able to follow along and learn how to add in custom testimonial modules to your custom page. All right, thank you.